Hello, my gorgeous friend Karen, in your beautiful dress. It's so nice to see your face. I'm so happy to say happy spring to you.
Oh my gosh, Katie, happy spring. Always a pleasure to see your gorgeous face. Thank you so much. Not sponsored, shopzuri.com. I love this company. I have four of these dresses.
Those dresses are so beautiful. I love it when you wear them. They're so colorful. Friends, if you're not listening, get on YouTube. Just go now. Just
Oh,
pause us and go on YouTube.
wait, let me make sure I'm giving the right address, by the way. Ooh, shopzuri. Okay. Anyway, whew,
Zuri,
fact checking in real time.
Zuri.
Yes,
Yes.
shopzuri.com. Okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes. Also, please sponsor us, but we're happy to
Exactly.
just toss out things that we actually buy. That's, that's a good, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
those could be our commercials, things we buy.
Things we actually buy. I'm assuming you're not drinking athletic greens right now, for
I
instance.
am I'm not drinking athletic greens, but I am drinking Element. LMNT,
Oh,
friends.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, which is basically just flavored salt. Literally flavored salt, but it's not actually basically flavored salt
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's a little pricey and my sister didn't want to pay for it, and so she just bought a bucket of salt and tried to put some flavoring in it. Not the same.
Not
Nope.
the same.
No. And so yeah, go to LMNT
Yeah.
Element phonetically. And no, they're not sponsored, but I would be very happy if they did sponsor us because it really helps my low blood pressure and my blood sugar. So
Mm.
it's electrolytes for those of us on the struggle bus with blood pressure. That
Oh
should be their
man.
tagline.
Well, so okay. Oh my God, this literally is not sponsored, but I also drink almonds.
Oh, you do? I love that. Do you like the
Yes.
raspberry?
Ooh, I do like the raspberry. Oh, okay. So I was on it for, I drank it forever. Like lime salts was my favorite. I feel like
Yeah, so good.
I don't even remember. Then for some reason I stopped drinking it. And now I'm trying to go like very low carb again. And so I've started drinking it because I have leg cramps and magnesium helps with leg cramps. But I've been drinking the sparkling cans.
Oh, wait, sparkling cans.
They are it is cans of Element that's like a soda, like it's carbonated.
Oh, I didn't even know Element had products like that.
Yeah.
Wow, how are you liking it?
Yes. I love it.
And there's
Because I
magnesium in there?
always, oh yeah, it's the same whatever's in the packets, like the magnesium,
Oh.
potassium, whatever.
Oh, I have
Oh
never
my
looked
God,
at
way
the
too soft.
ingredients. So like that. Good to know. Good to know. It's not just salt.
Yes. Yes. It's like, yeah, there's three like main things that it gives you that's like supposed to hydrate you. And so, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon to be sponsored Element. Is it helping with the leg cramps?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, Karen, I love that for you. That's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
It's so great. I used to use Liquid IV and I was
Mm.
really into Liquid IV, but it has too much sugar. I know there's a non-sugar
Oh,
like kind of it or like like what is the word? Words are not. But anyway, there's non-sugar options for Liquid IV and it tastes like crap. So like
ah,
yeah, no. I mean, I don't think Element has sugar, but it tastes good. So
it's stevia.
stevia, that's what it is. Okay. Well, it's good. I love it. I'm so happy that we both love it. Good to know.
I know,
Element,
right?
not sponsored. Go buy it, friends.
Tell them we sent you for no good reason.
Yes, exactly. And tell them to send us money. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so Karen, thank you for being willing
Oh my
to
God.
go every other week the past couple of weeks. Friends, the reason for that is me. I was in Kauai. And
Yes.
so it was lovely. It was it actually was like really incredible. I don't even know where to start. Where should I start? I don't even know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How long were you there for?
Okay, so Tyler and I went for 12 days, 11 nights, and we stayed in the same Airbnb on the north shore of Kauai, which is called Princeville. Um and yeah, the whole point of the trip was it was kind of a short like lead time for various reasons, but we basically kind of like transposed a trip we were going to do later this year to do it in April. and it worked out really well. And it was kind of great because it was like after spring breakers and before like the summer crowds. So, no offense to children, but totally offense to children. There were only a few kids. They were all like preschool age kids, but even not very many of those. I don't know, Karen. I'm into an adult vacay. I'm not going to apologize.
No, there's no need to apologize. I mean, even people with children don't want a vacation with their children.
Yeah, it's so
The
true.
fuck?
The fuck. It's 100% true. They're like, yeah, it's not a vacation, it's a trip. Like it's work. And I'm like,
Mm.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was one of those things where I mean, so I haven't really talked about this on the pod, but like 12 years ago in 2014, I hit like a major burnout phase of my career. And I had written a book and it was not a good experience for me and it was just a really hard time. And so I remember like in my head, I was like, I should go to Hawaii and like take a little break. And like I had never done anything like that before, never even thought about doing anything like that. And I remember my grandma, totally unprovoked, was like, hey, you should go to Hawaii. And I was like,
Wait, what?
whoa. And it was an offhanded comment. She knew how burned out I was. And I was like, wow, I haven't even said that out loud. And you're I actually have been thinking that. And she's like, great, go. And so I did. I was there for 2.5 weeks. Part of it was a
Oh,
retreat. And I will say that that trip, it's hard to overstate how much it changed the course of my life. Like, I actually
wow.
rid myself of relationships after that trip. There were certain people in my life that I no longer wanted in my life. There were certain clients, certain ways of working that just did not work for me anymore. And so it really put me on like a different path, which was very positive. And I will say that it's interesting because since I launched this business 8 or 9 months ago, the burnout that I experienced back in 2014, it was coming in a different form, but it was feeling similar and it was feeling as dire. And so I went back to Hawaii and I gotta say, Karen, I actually feel awesome. I really do.
Ah,
I really, really do. So I have a lot to say about that. It's not just like, oh, you just step off the plane and you're just like transformed. No, of course not. 48 hours in, I was having a full blown meltdown telling Tyler, like, why the fuck don't I have my life figured out? He's like, we've been here for 48 hours. And I'm like, no, but I should. And we're surrounded by beauty. And no, it was a trip that was completely overcome with anxiety and writing and depression and meditation and sleeping and a lot of things. So I think healing is not a linear thing. And obviously, 12 days is a lot, but it's not. I don't even want to say anything negative about it. I feel like I'm still in my Hawaiian Zen bubble. So I'm just going to stick with that.
mm. Ooh, Hawaiian Zen bubble. We should sell those.
We should. We should. I think they would sell out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also on the merch. Yes.
Mm. Add it to the
Hmm.
list.
Add it to the list, 100%. So,
Ooh. Okay, so I have so many questions. All right, so this time you didn't have the retreat element of it. So how did you structure your kind of reset time?
so I didn't actually have a structure when we got there, but one of the things that we decided, because 12 days is not a normal amount of time, or at least I guess normal is relative, but like what I've heard from other people and what we've done in the past when Tyler and I have gone to Hawaii is like you spend like 3 or 4 days on this island and then you go to another island. And then, so like to be in the same Airbnb for like 12 days is kind of, I even got, feedback from people that are like, yeah, you're just gonna get bored. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, just sit on the beach all day? And I'm just, not that ever anyone actually said that. I think that was my internal monologue, reinforced by people's like pauses when I was like, what do you think? Like, I don't know. I'm just like really projecting hard on everyone that would say anything positive or negative. But anyway, so what ended up happening was the way that I structured it was an every other day situation. So
Mm,
every other day I had an activity. So like one, there would be like, and the activity was a hike. That would be an activity. Or the activity was go to a Indian food truck because that's a thing in Hanalei, which is on the North Shore. And I was like, whoa, like this Indian food's my favorite food. And I was like, how am I going to find good Indian food I never thought I would in Hawaii. Like, what? No, legit, like made with love. Like, I was like, this has soul in it. Have you ever like had food that you're like not expecting, but you're like, oh shit, someone who loves cooking made this and I feel nourished cellularly. Like, that's how it felt. So, Turmeric Cafe, friends, in Hanalei, strong recommend. Anyway, we went there twice, and some of the best naan I've had. Anyway, and so I will say that like that would be an activity. But on the days where there wasn't an activity, all I did was sit on my veranda, terrace, balcony, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and stare into space and read. That's it. That's literally it. Like there was, oh, you know what was so cool though, Karen, is we were in this complex that had a gym. So I had more than enough
Oh.
time to like work out if I wanted to. I started doing dance routines that I was bringing back after a couple years of not remembering choreography. And like it was just like there was no boredom. It was just like Tyler, he sunk his teeth into a 900-page Ken Follett novel and was just on the couch reading it all the time. I breezed through several different historical fiction novels that are nowhere near 900 pages. And I got off Instagram. I'm still off Instagram. I like, I just, it was just really nice. It was just really nice to like have an every other day sitch. Because the days that we weren't doing anything, I mean, I truly did nothing. Like I was like, oh, how is it 5 p.m. already? Like I was like, what? And it's just like to give yourself that kind of spacious time. I don't usually do that. I mean, I really rarely will have a vacation like that. I'm very much attracted to like city vacations. Like I'll go to New York or something like that. So to have that and to have like a lack of stimulus, it was pretty great.
Oh my gosh. It really, this is like also not sponsored, y'all, but this is like a commercial for going on a trip like this.
It totally is. It totally is. Like happy to get a sponsor for a made it yourself retreat, like DIY retreat. Totally.
Yes, I mean, I feel like that, yes, the concept of permission, you have to give yourself permission or you will not do it and you will not enjoy it.
That's I mean, that is the ultimate mic drop, Karen, because I think it's really hard. I think on this constant moving walkway for a lot of people, maybe not everyone. I hope that people who are there are people listening who are like, "Oh, it's not hard for me." Great. I'm really so happy for you if it's not hard, but I have friends who like I'll talk to them and they'll be like, "I'm going to be gone for 4 days. Like what the fuck am I going to do? Hold on, I'm going to show you my to-do list of things that I really want to do." And it's like productivity masked as
Ugh.
as relaxation. Does that make sense? And so it's like, and I'm not even knocking anyone that does that. Like it's like that's what we're trained to be like that's how we make it through this capitalist hellscape sometimes, like I'm not trying to be negative. But yeah, no, it's just it's interesting to like actually allow yourself, like you say, permission. I mean, that's it. That the art of permission is yeah. I don't even have anything
Oh my
novel.
gosh.
That was just really good. Thank you.
My gosh, I mean, you said permission and you know the other thing it brings up for me is that like it's also this will sound strange, like a strange word to use, but it is also brave to give yourself give your mind the space to go where it's going to go because we stay
Ooh.
busy to distract ourselves from a bunch of shit that we don't want to deal with. So to allow that space to whatever comes up is fucking brave. Who wants to do that shit? Even in
Oh,
paradise.
truly. Also a mic drop. Thank you, Karen. And you're right.
Ugh.
It's it's terrifying to go into those dark spaces in your brain like that. And that happened to me, honestly. Like that happened many times per day. Frankly, it really wasn't until I would say like day 10, truly. I mean, the first 5 days I was like a, I was a Tasmanian devil of stress. I really was. Like, even though we were doing things that were amazing and like we were, like, I mean, it's just so beautiful, and like the beauty helps, but it doesn't replace my brain with a Zen brain, Like there's no way to replace that like other than doing the work. And I think it's like allowing my brain to rest was interesting. And it's also interesting because on vacation, and this happened in 2014, where basically I was so burned out that I told my family that I did not want any communication whatsoever. It wasn't about them. It was like the only communication I'm going to have with the outside world is Tyler. This was like very intentional. They knew how burned out I was. So for 18 days, I talked only to him, and it was on a payphone for like 3 minutes a day. He wanted to know I was alive. I turned off my phone. So this is pre apps, I mean, I had a smartphone, but that's about it. So since then, my family has been very respectful of that rule, even though I only made it once. So thanks, family, that you're listening. But anyway, so they don't really call me on vacation. They know Tyler's there, so if there's an emergency, they can call him, whatever. Anyway, the point is that not all my friends have gotten this memo. More of my new friends haven't gotten this memo. So I had a situation that I don't want to say grateful for, but it was interesting because it was like maybe 4 days in, 5 days in, where I started getting a text message from one of my friends in Bend. And the text message was it was with news. I mean, everyone's okay, but it was very disturbing news about someone in my group of friends. And
Oh.
it it was, it spiraled me. And it was like, there was nothing I could do. It has nothing to do with me. It does have something to do with people that I care about, but everyone's safe. It's not that. It's just very upsetting. And it was one of those things where I was like, in the moment, I was like, well, what do I do about this? How do I do this? Like, what is this doing to my brain? And like, I had nothing to do. Like, I was just in a box of my own making in this beautiful paradise, just bouncing around like a fucking ping pong ball, like just like, because like in my normal life in Bend, I would have talked to multiple people. I would have like been part of the healing, I guess is too strong of a word, but like a process to,
Hmm.
kind of resolve this situation. And I realized like, oh no, I just need to step away and like I need to focus on myself. But Karen, it took me a couple days to unravel from that. And so I started having
Oh,
to write. I started reading Let Them by Mel Robbins. Like I was like doing all of the shit. And it's like it's just but I realized like now that I'm back, like of course I'm getting text messages about this situation, um and I'm not as activated. I'm like, no, I have to take care of myself. But I don't know if I had uh the skill to take care of myself if I wasn't forced to. I don't know. I feel like I'm just like rambling at this point, but I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
oh my gosh, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense, and I can see why you would be like not grateful it happens, but like it's an example of like being able to. I don't know. I love this. Just, I mean, it sounds awful, but this like the ping pong. I feel like I wonder if you would have realized that that happened if you hadn't had some distance from being in bed, like literally being in bed. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, I feel like insight into what is happening in your mind as these things are happening.
Totally. Because it's like if it happened in Bend, I would have had to go back to work. I would have been dealing with it
Oh,
underground, but it would have been like it would have been activating my nervous system, but it wouldn't have been straight in my face. The only thing I'm thinking about. And so it's like it's just interesting also like to allow people to have their own experience where I'm not saving anybody and I'm not, like that's a whole nother it could be a whole nother podcast episode. And not that, like, also, why do I think I need to save people? That's a whole nother thing. And, like, that's more about me than them. And it's just, yeah, it was a lot. It was confronting. It was very
mm,
confronting. Not just that scenario, but also just like being, I think. I think you're so right in terms of like taking a second and taking a beat is actually a hard thing to do. Sometimes it's easier to just stay on the treadmill because you don't want to think about shit. And that's
Mm-mm.
understandable, of course. There's nothing shameful about that.
Yeah, I mean, I really I thought of it because I feel like I used to have a I mean, I think probably still do have a big aversion to vacations.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah, no, no, no. I mean, I did not grow up. We grew up taking trips. We did not take
Mm.
vacations. I did
Mm-hmm.
not, period, grow up taking vacations. We took trips to Sheffield, Alabama. Like,
Got
right?
it.
So,
Yes. Yes.
as an adult, I worked for the news organization whose name I will not say, but whose initials are AP. And I had all of this vacation time. I mean, I left there
Oh.
I got paid out thousands of dollars in untaken vacation. I didn't know how to do it. I still struggle with doing it. And part of it is I'm going to quiet my mind and let this shit I've been running from catch up to me. Ooh, I don't think so. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's not just this like work ethic of like you just have to be working all the time. And I never saw my parents take a vacation. So I don't even know what that even looks like.
Totally.
It's also that of that fear around like, well, no, we have to stay busy all the time.
Yes. And I think some people do that for their whole lives. And
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the only time they're able to rest is when they're sick. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but like my
Oh, yeah.
hysterectomy, like I had to sit in my shit for a while. And that was part of why it was so hard. Like I had months of grief and just
Mm,
I know I like, talked a lot about it here and it's like but I mean that's because I had to. Like I had to sit. I could not move my body. And so it's like but that's, I think you're so right. I mean, frankly, I think what you're saying is also illuminating to like a lot of people probably don't like vacation. There is a reason why people get paid out vacation. There's a reason why um they just avoid it.
yeah.
Yeah. And how is your experience with that now? Like, do you feel like there's been any change since you were at the not to be named two-letter media company?
Oh my gosh. Well, I left 14 years ago, so now I got to think about it. I know. Uh,
Wow.
I feel like, you know what? I do think I still struggle with it, and I do think I am only now able to schedule a vacation somewhere. Like I'm thinking about Santa Fe. I did the girls' trip in Santa Fe.
Yeah, yeah.
And like going to the Southwest to see my friends has been this like really, I mean, it's so much fun. They're so much fun, but it's an
Oh,
example of like trips I'm taking that aren't around anything else. My vacations tend to be business trips that someone else paid for, by the way, that
yep.
I tack on days to.
Yep.
So like Santa Fe, like going to see those girls is an example of like I am getting on a plane specifically to see y'all, not
Yes.
for something else. And so that I still do struggle with.
Totally, totally.
Anyway.
I think that makes so much sense because it's like you're already getting like if you have a business trip, like you can just like tack on a day or two and then be like, okay, that was a vacation. And maybe it is, but it's like have the intentionality of going to Santa Fe to see the people that you love. Like, how does that feel different? Like, did it feel different when
Oh
you went
yeah.
to Santa Fe?
Oh my God, 1,000,000%. Yes, 1,000,000%. Because I feel like, yeah, there wasn't the weight of having to work and the wind down of working. I think I'm trying
Yeah.
to remember where I saw this. It was either the Well section for the AP or the New York Times about how it takes 48 hours for your nervous system to even shift on a vacation.
100%.
And then we take 3 or 4 days. Okay,
Totally.
well,
Totally. And for some of us with highly sensitive nervous systems, it takes longer than 48 hours. Like it's like I just it's interesting to kind of to to look at that. It's hard, Karen.
yeah,
Vacation's
it is hard.
hard. Like it's and I'm not trying to be like a whiny bitch that just came back from Kauai. It can be hard, Like Uh, yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting to take vacation for vacation's sake. And I don't think that I mean, to be fair, and I guess I haven't really said this out loud, I was resistant to this vacation. Basically, what happened was, and I'll just, I mean, there's not, it's not a surprise, it's not like a secret here, but like Tyler got laid off in January and we were going to go on a trip in August. And this was already
Mm.
planned, flights booked, like it was just going to happen. But it's like quite a ways out because, and we had booked it last, I don't know, Thanksgiving or something. And it was, that was going to be our trip for the year. And so, flights booked, all of it. And when Tyler got laid off, he had to work a little bit afterward. And then finally, when he was released, from that's a really strong word, but basically like doesn't have to work for that company anymore. Um, like day two of that, he was like, "Hey, would you want to do our August vacation in April?" And I was like, "It's March 31st. What are you talking about?" Like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, because this is a little much for my controlling, like my brain is like, what? And also, what? I have so many like Zoom meetings with potential clients and blah, 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 because that was what was making my brain on overdrive, and the burnout was very, very pronounced. And so I remember having a Zoom call with a couple friends, and I was like, yeah, Tyler wants to go to Hawaii. And they're like, you what? Like, why would is there a problem here? And I was like, well, he wants to go in like a week and a half. And they're like, yeah, you go. And I was like,
Bye bye.
exactly. And I was like, well, maybe it would be helpful. And they're like, you can't see, you're so burned out that you can't see how helpful this could be. And I was like, yeah, but I don't even know. Like, and they're like, no, stop, just go. And I was like, so honestly, Karen, it wasn't like if it weren't for him saying like this is because he's interviewing now for other companies. He's like, it's not going to make sense for me to go in August, whatever. And I was like, that's fair, that's real, and okay. Like, so I mean, it's an enormous privilege that we could even transpose a vacation, have a vacation, and I'm grateful that I was kind of forced into it. Like he like pushed me on the plane. So whew. Okay, well, I know we didn't even get to our topic, but
Oh my
maybe
gosh.
permission? I feel like permission
Mm.
permission to pause, or is that too like on
Ooh.
like crochet in a pillow? I don't know. I mean,
I know. Live,
nothing
laugh,
wrong with
lesbian.
that.
I think permission to pause is perfect.
Okay,
Oh wow.
perfect. Okay. Amazing. All right, well, it's great to see you, Karen. Thanks so much for listening, friends, and we will see you next week.